Call the Metropolis City Council to order Monday, April the 13th, 2015. Call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Here.
Carroll.
Here.
Corzine.
Present.
Daughtry.
Here.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus. Midnight.
Here.
And Mizell.
Here.
Thank you.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing for prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Heavenly Father, we come tonight thanking you for the blessings that you have given each and every one here. Be with this meeting, dear Heavenly Father, that the decisions that are made here will be for the betterment of the community. Be with the folks, dear Heavenly Father, in our city that have lost loved ones. Be with the ones that are sick. Not only be with the sick, but be with the caregivers. Be with our service personnel, not only on foreign ground, but here in the United States. Guide and direct their lives. Bring them safely home to their families. We ask in thy precious name. Amen. Need a motion to approve the minutes of the 3/23/15 meeting.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine.
Yes.
Daughtry.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus.
Yes.
Midnight.
Yes.
And Mizell.
Yes.
Thank you.
Looks like we have a full house back there tonight. Wilbur, you're sergeant of arms if it gets out of control back here.
Oh my.
First item on the agenda, citizens request. First item on the agenda, mayor's report. Announcement of spring cleanup for the weeks of May the 11th and May the 18th, which will be a 2-week period.
I'll make that motion.
We don't have, that's just an announcement. Next item, motion to accept purchase and replacement of flower baskets along Ferry and Market Streets from Massac Nursery in the amount of $4,090.66.
So moved. Second. Oh, boy.
Moved by Corzine.
Mayor, we might note this is the 5th year at the same price.
Yes. That's always a good thing. Well, I'll tell you, we can't speak from year to year, but last year, I believe, was the prettiest I've ever seen the flowers. And I think that's because we had a rain just about every time it seemed like we needed it. Of course, we water them every day, but I don't think I think the rainwater is better for them. But anyway, do we have a motion? We do have a second. Call the roll, please.
Mayor, I think Ken wants to say something.
Yes, sir.
On
The past several years, I've done a fundraiser to raise approximately half the money. Would you like me to do the same thing this year?
We appreciate it.
Get businesses and people along Ferry and Market Street to contribute a little bit each. The first year we were real good at it, and last year we weren't too good at it. It was timed a little off because it was just after the meeting at the Girl Scout house where the city was talking about raising taxes and stuff. People are still pretty upset about that, but I think we can probably raise at least half the money again this year for that.
It'd be nice if we could start doing away with some of the larger bracket repairs and start putting smaller ones in there, cause I mean, them roots has gotta be going up under our sidewalks and everything else causing damage. If maybe we could do a couple of trees a year and put on some type of rotation, I believe would be better. I mean, and maybe less birds up there, cause trees won't be as big. You know, the problem the birds are leaving us. So.
We did have we do have a motion. We do have a second. Call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine.
Yes.
Daughtry.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus.
Yes.
Midnight.
Yes.
And Mizell.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item. take possible action on payment number 6 for the Franklin Park Pool improvements in the amount of $72,061.33.
I'll make a motion to pay it.
Motion by Mr. McManus. Second by Mr. Hall. Discussion? Chad, are they running on close to schedules?
Right now, they're about a week and a day behind schedule due to the weather. They published a construction schedule that I'll be glad to give anybody that puts them finishing the week of the 22nd with a week of punch list items remaining. And right now, they're about a week behind that. But
Well, hopefully, with some decent weather, they'll catch that up, so.
yes, sir.
We do have a motion, we do have a second. Call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine.
Yes.
Daughtery.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus. Midnight.
Yes.
And Mizell.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item. Motion to take action on payment number 7 for the Franklin Park Pool improvements in the amount of $21,856.89.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Mizell, second by Mr. Barfield. Call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine. Daughtery.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus.
Yes.
Midnight.
Yes.
And Mizell.
Yes.
I think that's all that I have. Next item, corporate council report.
Thank you, Mayor. This item, we have an employee that will have 20 years of service as of August 21st of this year. Or we thought that anyway, and that's what he thought at first. We got to looking at it, and of course, he's vested in IMRF, he's vested in the union pension fund, so it's not a matter of whether or not he can draw or not. He's old enough to draw, all that stuff. He called in and said, I think I've got some more time. He said, I work for CETA. Well, we don't count CETA time toward our retirement, okay? Because CETA's not, they weren't really our employees. However, we did discover, okay, he said, well, I think I was hired after the CETA program ended for a few months as a laborer for the city. Sure enough, the minutes reflected that, okay? Not 100%, but some months, yes. I mean, you couldn't tell. It's a little hard to tell when you go back. This is like in 1977 or 78. 77. But we actually looked, and it appears there were at least probably 4 months that he worked for the city as a laborer, okay? Now, it doesn't cost us anything in terms of, we're not making any additional contributions to either of the pension funds. He would like to retire, basically if we backed it up, it'd be April 21st if we give him 4 months. The biggest difference here is, either whether he retires in August or he retires April, if he has 20 years of service, he takes his health insurance with him, because that's under the terms of their contract, okay? He has retiree health insurance. So if he stays, he's gonna get retiree health insurance come August, if he, and works 4 months, or if he leaves now, and we give him the 4 months credit, he does. That's the only difference, really, the reality is. He's ready to leave, given budget and all other considerations, it's probably not a bad move. It probably works in both our favors. And so our recommendation was that we were going to recognize, that you recognize his previous 4 months of service with the city as credit towards that 20 years of service. And that would give him that as of this month. Not aware of any other situations like this. This was, he knew he was going to retire. We've been talking about him retiring for a year now, so.
Last year.
And it's
So
not going to,
like I say, it's not an out-of-pocket thing for us
Right.
because,
so,
Well, man,
I
these
think
days
it's
needs
all
to
right.
get out and relax a little bit.
okay.
I'm telling you said that.
Yeah.
But that's the recommendation.
I'll make that recommendation a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Corzine, second by Mr. McManus. Call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine.
Yes.
Daughtry,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
McManus.
Yes.
Midnight,
Yes.
and Mizell.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, and just a point of clarification, we've had a couple in the past where we had, what we call separation of service, they work for a while, then they come back, and we've always brought that to the council, the mayor's always brought that to the council for you to say, yes, that should be counted, and that'll be approved. So that was the real purpose in doing this tonight. I'm just trying to think. The only other comment I had, I don't know if any of you read the Paducah Sun yesterday, but there was an article about Paducah Power System in there. And the interesting thing about it is, if you read Mr. Zing's comments, what he told the reporter, he hits the nail on the head. He addresses the source of their problem. Prairie State is just a tiny fraction of their problem, okay? I mean, he really nails it. Now, the reporter spent more time commenting about what the people in Cleveland, who are kind of like the Sierra Club, they're anti-coal, all this. They spend all their time commenting on that, but Mr. Zing has actually made it pretty clear what the real problem is, and it was, combination of some poor decision-making and not following through and things like that.
That's the second time they've made that comment.
It is,
Yes,
it is. Maybe they'll listen eventually.
Nobody likes to hear that.
No, it's not pleasant, but anyway. That's all I have, Mayor.
Next item, committee reports. Condemned building, Mr. Mizell.
Yes, we have a issue here for property at 621 Catherine Street in Metropolis. It's Mr. Midnight and Mr. Carroll's ward. And the property owners have signed an amendment as far as the understanding that as of April 1st, the property would be cleaned up and it's still there. So, the council needs to give Mr. Abel direction. Do we want to proceed and let him fall on that, which will take another 30 days? They signed a amendment that they would turn the property over to us as of April 1st. So, it's going to be up to the council, the committee, see if they want to go ahead and let Mr. Abel go ahead and fall on that. You want to go ahead and say something?
My sense is that, I mean, I went by there yesterday just so I could see if there's anything was done, and they were there, and they're taking it apart one board at a time. And honestly, they haven't even probably addressed what's gonna be some of the hard parts of this, is getting, there's some, I think, looks like trusses still gotta come down, and that concrete porch up front is gonna have to be busted out, I guess, if that's gonna come off. And, they just keep expressing a reluctance to get that done. I did talk to Ms. Bramer about 10 days ago or 12 days ago. She knew she was past the deadline, of course she mentioned the weather and stuff, and I said, I understand. She said, can you give me an extension? I said, no. I said, we've given 2, and I said, it would have to take council approval to give an extension. I said, but you've got, this was like around the 1st, so I said, you've got 13 days till the next city council meeting. And, well, I just don't know if we'll get it done with it. And then she expressed reluctance to release it to the city, as they had said they would. I said, well, you said you would do that. Well, I just don't want to let that happen. So, now, I mean, I'm less than certain, obviously, if it'll come down in 30 days. I really am. I just don't have, if you give another 30. I mean, we won't have a court order in 30, I can tell you that, even if we filed, but at least we'll be in the process and it will have started. But, I'll leave it to you. It's your discretion. It's Mr. Carroll, Mr. Midnight's ward, and you guys,
Well, Mr. Carroll and I talked, and I mean, we're very concerned. I mean, the way the shape this is dangerous, there's a lot of safety issues here. You have indicated that if we were to start, I mean, this thing that the framers signed, how binding is that?
well, when I would file a pleading, I'll file a pleading that said that the pleading will say that they've already consented that we do this because, I'll attach this. Now, they gotta come in and say, well, if the judge would let them withdraw that, I don't think so. I mean, they're gonna have to have some real strong explanation why, he may not force them to deed it to us, but he may force them to let us tear it down because they've already consented that that's what the result would be if they didn't get it done.
Well, I've had some people in that area, they're concerned about safety issues, the way
Right.
it is.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, I say start the proceedings and go.
I agree.
This is the
We
whole
think so.
thing of, I have the signed document that where they
We
signed
copied it.
to convey it to the city. So it's up to the council whether you wanna extend it or you wanna go and give him permission to go ahead and
Well,
file.
just him filing's gonna give an extension.
Yeah.
I mean, if this
Yeah,
thing
30
comes down as you're filing these papers, then there's nothing for this
Did we
body to
dismiss it?
rescind this.
Right, we just go ahead and
So I
dismiss it,
think
that happens.
that's,
Just give them
that would be
another
our
3
idea, is to
extension.
proceed.
Now, here's
If
the,
you don't do anything, yeah.
Yeah,
if-
that may take all summer.
60 days.
Well, how long did we wait on the, movie theater over here, and finally something got done with that? How long have we waited on the 1805 Main Street property? It sat there in dangerous shape, as bad a shape as this in here was, for years, and we didn't do anything about it. Why are we picking on the Bramers? Why are we going after them?
But once again, I think it's because they indicated
They've
that
actually
they
signed
own
the
the property,
paperwork.
nobody else has done that.
1805 Baines was the burned out house you talking
Yes,
about? Well,
yes.
actually, the problem there was getting service on the people that owned it because they disappeared. So it took a while to get service on them. We had to publish it, actually, we had to publish the notice, then we had to turn around and publish the lawsuit. So it took a long time to get proper service on them. We actually we got it demolished because we actually did it ourselves because of the condition. Now, there's a procedure in the law. I mean, if we see things that are like that, there's a procedure in law. We've never used it. They use it up north. All the time, where we could actually take the action without going to court. We just tear it down and then we sue them after the fact. Now, around here, that doesn't seem to bode too well. That's kind of, these people with a bad taste or not, but you get north of about Champaign and that's what they do
That's what they
everywhere up
do
there.
all the time,
Yeah.
yes.
In fact, I just came back from the municipal attorneys conference and that's what they were preaching is how to do this was,
Tear it down first,
tear
and
it down
forgive us
first.
later.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, they do it all the time up there because
Wouldn't
it's
necessarily
slow
recommend that.
in the court system.
The
Well,
theater thing
what's
was-
the Bramers' main hold? The last I talked to Lisa, she was talking about leaving that porch there and maybe using that as the floor height for building a set of apartments there. She didn't know for sure what she was doing. I mean, it shouldn't take much to go up there with Gerald Children in about 10 minutes and just lean on that wall and it'll come down.
Let's go by the agreement. All right. We do have a motion.
We don't have any.
Okay.
let me say one more thing,
Okay.
is that when he does start the proceeding and it's tore down, he can withdraw that.
Sure,
If
if
it
they
has
finish,
to say,
yeah, if they finish, we'll certainly dismiss. The property, I know, we've talked about the apartment thing, just to answer that, we have talked about the apartment. It'd have to be rezoned because it's not zoned
That's
properly.
right. I mean, this is a long procedure to do some of this.
And we had invited Mr. Mizell and I, when we first started down this, we actually met her in my office and said, well, look, if this is what you wanna do, then bring in a proposal, get with Chad, get some building plans, do all this stuff, and none of this has happened. This was like last fall, so, that didn't happen. So, I mean, I'm not saying there's a rush, I don't mean it that way, I just mean, we have actually had those same discussions already and nothing has taken place, and we went through some of that same stuff on the phone back end of March, 1st of April, but nothing came place. I think part of the problem is that rather than what we've been accustomed to, when somebody tears one down, you get Gerald Childers and he brings a big piece of equipment in and boom, it's all gone. They're kind of doing it one piece at a time for the salvage of it, and that's taking a long, long time. And the guy that's doing it has another job, and that's part of the issue too. He doesn't, that's not his full-time job, he's got another full-time job, and he does this on the side, so.
You know, I get work complaints there that I do anywhere in Ward too.
Yeah.
We've got children playing there that is hazardous, especially on the, back corner and in the front also.
Yeah.
And, we need to do something, so I would say start action on it and get it taken care of.
But if you start action, you're still giving it, 30 plus days.
So we got a
extension.
second on this or not?
I don't know. Mr. Carroll, are you making that as a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
We do have a motion and a second by Mr. Hall. If no further discussion, call the roll.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine.
Yes.
Daughtery.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus. Midnight.
Yes.
And Mizell.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Mr. Mr. Mizell, you have anything else on that?
Thank you.
Next item, Industrial Committee. Mr. Midnight.
Yes, we have one item, we just had a brief meeting before the council tonight, and, we have an application for a CDAP revolving loan from Brittany Freeman. Once again, for public information, everybody should know this. This is not city money. This is money from the state specifically to loan to businesses, helping them get started or helping them through a rough spot that the state has given the city of Metropolis. So this is not general funds, it's just ours to help businesses. So having said that, the recommendation from our committee is to approve this CDAP to Brittany Freeman.
Well said.
Motion by Mr. Corzine, and second by
I'll say
I'll second.
David, Mr. Daughtry. Motion made and second, call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine.
Yes.
Daughtry.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus.
Yes.
Midnight.
Yes,
And Mizell.
Yes.
and that's all we have at this time, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Midnight. Next item, Park and Recreation, Mr. Carroll.
Yes, Mayor, I make the motion that we, authorize Chris Abel, the, Park and Recreation Director, to hire the lifeguards. That she's given us a list of 16 lifeguards. 4 of them are seniors and the other 12 are new ones.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Carroll, second by Mr. McManus. Discussion?
I would just like to say, Mayor, I thank the council and everybody, Miss Abel, and everyone involved with this, because it will be a good, nice addition to Ward 1. Even though I won't be living in the ward, I hope the voters out there will realize that we do have some capital projects in Ward 1. So if they see these, they will better do things with theirs.
Very good.
We do have a motion, we do have a second. Call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine.
Yes.
Daughtry.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus.
Yes.
Midnight.
Yes.
And Mizell.
Yes.
Next item. Greater Metropolis Convention and Visitors Bureau. Mr. Barfield.
Yes, sir. We have Ms. Rhodes with us tonight. We have Maggie. Would you like to say something, or?
We have Stephanie back there from the Bureau.
I just wanted to say thank you for the support that you've shown our new organization and me. New to your community, I'm now a resident of Metropolis. We're rolling with Superman celebration, advertising, getting out there outside the 50-mile radius to generate some heads and beds, and doing some catch-up on advertising that needs to get out there in time for the travel season. So that's what we're here tonight to request funds.
Thank you. I will make a motion to accept the request for release of tourism funding for the fourth quarter in the amount of $74,621.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Barfield, and have a second by Mr. McManus. Further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine.
Yes.
Daughtry.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus. Midnight.
Yes.
And Mizell.
Yes.
I will make the motion to accept the request for the first disbursement of $30,650 of the 2015 Superman Celebration Tourism Grant.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Barfield, second by Mr. McManus. Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine.
Yes.
Daughtry.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus. Midnight.
Yes.
And Mizell.
Yes.
I will make a motion to accept the request for the final disbursement of the Metropolis Welcome Center and Public Restrooms of Tourism Grant in the amount of $7,750.
Second.
discussion on restrooms, ladies? Okay.
That's something we need on the square for a long time.
And Lisa's in charge of it, he's on the back row back there.
I will say they've been very well received.
They have. We do have a motion, we do have a second. Call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine. Daughtry.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus. Midnight.
Yes.
And Mizell.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mayor, that completes the tourism report.
Thank you, Mr. Barfield. And you know, in following up on that, you never know when you're going to make some moves and changes, and, you know, everybody thought that, you know, the Chamber of Commerce and the Uptown District was, you know, it was where it was, and it was a pretty good thing, and everything like that. But, the moving of the Chamber of Commerce from Uptown Market Street to the Dippin' Dots building right there may have been one of the best things we've ever done as far as a chamber combination, city adventure and stuff like that. Everyone that has ever worked in the chamber or anything like that just can't believe how many people are in now that chamber building through the day and stuff like that. So, you know, job well done, ladies, and stuff like that. And Miss Stephanie will get a real taste of all that about the second week of June. And she may have to put some of them blinders on and stuff like that, you know, goggles. And, it'll be a sight to see. All right. Next item, department heads. Harry?
Just one thing, I'd like the board to recognize that this week is National Telecommunications Week. Give a shout out to our dispatchers, they do a great job, and it's a thankless job, but they're our lifeline, you know, between the public and the officers, and the firemen, and the medics on the street. So this week honors them, and I think it'd be fitting if the board would also. Thank you.
Mayor, while Harry's up, I'd like to personally thank you, you and your guys for handling the stereo situation we mentioned about a couple of times, a couple months ago. I understand that one particular gentleman got 2 citations for that yesterday at 2 different locations.
Two's better than one.
Yes, and so Harry's guys are sending the message, and maybe we'll get a little peace and quiet down on our end of town, Dave.
Chief Morris?
Nothing at this time, sir.
Stoney? You guys have all moved around. And I know I owe an apology to Miss Abel. She was sitting beside Harry and I didn't see her. When we was going through the swimming pool stuff, I apologize for not recognizing you. I didn't really see you. Yeah, should've probably had a booster seat back there.
She got one in church. It's like a certain choir.
All right. Let me see, I don't know that we've got anybody else. Frank is in the front row tonight, okay.
Nothing at this time.
All right. Wilbur from the bargaining, you have anything? Chad, you have anything for the good of the cause? We got 2 Chads here.
It looks like we're moving forward with a possible rezoning project for some multifamily housing in town. I'll keep you on
Good,
on
yeah.
that. The Banatera Bank project over here is going along fine also. So a lot of good things are happening in the Central Woods.
A lot of things going on right now. If I haven't overlooked anybody as far as department heads, I don't think I have, so. Old business.
We've got a couple of things as always. Chad, here on, you answered our question on Carter and Crestview Drive. So you're gonna.
About the lots behind.
You're gonna take care of it?
Yes.
Okay, good, okay. And the other thing, how close are we on the FEMA bid? Is it ready to?
I got a call while I was gone Thursday from Freeman, I need to call them back and see where they're at. They had started to do their testing or whatever, and it may be that they've got it, they're ready to send it, I don't know. Have you heard from them?
No, but I know they were in town.
So if they've got their test results back, then we'll turn right around, I'll get with Chad, and
Okay.
we'll put the bid specs back out, okay?
We're just going 1 week.
Yeah, we just gotta advertise it. I mean, we may have to give 2 or 3 weeks, but we'll just advertise it one time, and we'll put it on those 2 websites that, contractors look to.
Okay, good, thank you.
Anything further, Mr. Mizell?
No, that's all on old business.
New business?
I have one, Adam. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dave.
My one item on that security issue I was talking to y'all the other day about, can we put that on somebody's committee and us air it out and talk about it? That was on this and over here.
We'll put it on there.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
No problem.
I have one item, Mayor. The Metropolis Area Tourism Commission will meet here in the morning. These chambers at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock for tourism, folks.
Well, I've got a couple, Mayor. 507 East Sixth Street, there's a sewer, I'm gonna call it a manhole, but it's a drainage pipe that is in serious need of probably Chris to go down with the torch and do a little bit of work on it. The top is off of the pipe, the grating, so if somebody drove over it.
507
Yeah,
East
right behind
Sixth.
Bonnie Lily's house, right beside her garage.
We've already taken care of that.
And did you cut a hole down low so it would drain?
And
Okay.
they're going to get changed the pipe underneath the alley.
That
I'm
would
sure
sure
of
those
that.
two.
Yeah.
And 805 Fillmore has a pothole that is getting out of sight. If we can maybe give that a little bit of love and attention, that would be.
As soon as it dries up where we can get that water out of that pothole, we'll fill that baby up with something.
Yeah, it's about the front end of vehicles.
All right, that's 507 and 805 Fillmore pothole.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
that's all I have, thank you.
Miscellaneous, okay,
I got one
under which,
under new business. It's not really new business, but I'm at Maggie Houts here today. She's co-chairman of our new Metropolis committee. And Tara is going to publish some information this week in the paper on our housing. And it's coming along real good, and we have picked a location out on Broadway, Ward 1, more projects in Ward 1. And we're going to start there with 3 houses, and hopefully it's going to come quicker. Mr. Benberry, we're going to put up a large sign out there on this project. So it's moving real, and if you've seen Channel 6, they give some good coverage on that. So,
Who's got the contract to build the houses?
we're not that far. We're not that far. But anyway, everything's moving along real good, and we meet every 2 weeks right here in the chamber, so everybody's welcome to come. Thank you.
miscellaneous reports. Financial report, payment of salaries, payroll, and contract bills. So moved.
Second.
Mayor, I had one thing on the bills itself, as far as, what was the $400 for Eastland?
For what?
Eastland Church?
That was actually a contribution to move a refrigerator, a deep freeze, and a commercial refrigerator for the emergency service cooking thing. They're actually going to do the meals and things if you have instead of Eastland, it's been moved to Upper Salem. And that was to get that equipment back from Springfield.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you.
You didn't think I'd know that, did you?
He's checking you.
Yeah, you just checking that, wasn't you?
Here you go.
I'm kinda surprised I remembered that myself. Anything else under miscellaneous reports? Payment of miscellaneous bills.
I'll make that a motion.
No, we gotta vote on the first one.
Yeah,
But I
contract
gotta,
bills.
but I gotta do the roll call.
Yeah, call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine.
Yes.
Daughtry.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus. Midnight.
Yes.
And Mizell.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now we need a motion for the miscellaneous bills.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Corzine,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Hall. You don't have anything, do you? I don't have anything either.
Roll call.
Yeah, call the roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine.
Yes.
Daughtry.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus. Midnight.
Yes.
And Mizell.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn, if so.
Before we do that, as a reminder for next week, or the next council meeting, which I think is the 27th, we will do the swearing in for the newly elected alderpersons. And, everything has a way of coming around and moving around, and I would like to extend a thank you to the alderman that is present. Appreciate, the fact of being able to work with you, the professionalism and the cooperation we've had. You don't spend that many years with people that you don't have some fond memories and stuff like that. And we'll start a new era on the 27th. And we will have a swearing in at 6:30, probably up here. And we'll swear the new alderman in at 6:30. Looking forward to working with them. Call it. We need a
got one.
motion to adjourn. We've got one, Mr. Corzine.
I was gonna go ahead.
And Mr. McManus, and call roll, please.
Barfield.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Corzine.
Yes.
Daughtry.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
McManus.